This is the National Marijuana News. Unbiased news and talk about medical and recreational marijuana.
Medicine.
Here on the National Marijuana News, medical testimonials are a big part of our program. Medical research advancements have led to a whole new acceptance of marijuana on a global scale. Allison Benavides is here with us today as a representative of the Realm of Caring and the mother of a patient, Robbie, who's been benefiting from the use of cannabis. Allison, welcome to the National Marijuana News.
Thank you. Sure. Well, my 4.5-year-old son last year had his first grand mal seizure when we were putting him to bed one night. And so we checked him into the hospital, did all the standard tests, and he was diagnosed with epilepsy. And so we just followed, standard medical procedure, and they sent us home with Keppra. And our anticipation was complete trust. I had no question that these medications would make the seizures stop, and in turn these seemed to make them much worse. So we tried another medication, and that also did not work. And so at that point, it was pretty much time to start looking at alternatives. And so I'm a social worker, and I just started coping by just researching and just learning as much as I could about every alternative out there. And the one alternative that just really shined above all the other treatments was cannabis. And so when I was on this pediatric cannabis group on Facebook, and I noticed that this man, Ray, had posted that he'd been in Colorado, and he was in talks with this company. They had a high CBD product, and they wanted to bring it to California. And there was just curiosity if there was any interest. And I responded within seconds that yes, we wanted to be on that list. And so, but then there was just this wait. So we waited,
How long did you have to wait?
Well, we were lucky. We waited, 7 months. But there are patients that are still waiting. The wait list has grown considerably. We were in the first 20 patients to be treated, and we were very blessed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that is a blessing. Mm-hmm. So you were in Denver?
No, this is here in California. Yeah, Ray brought the. Yeah.
Got it. All that's there. You had to go. I mean, you haven't had to become a cannabis refugee, and we hear a lot about those here on the show.
Well, we sort of are though, because it's summertime and family vacations are kind of on the table, but in a more limited way this year because Robbie can't travel with us outside of the state of California. So no, we did not have to leave our home, but now we cannot leave our home.
What are some of the other medications that Robbie had tried, as you were talking about before CBD oil, and with those, which were pharmas, what were the side effects that he was having to endure?
We were able to be pretty strategic with the way that we included the cannabis. There's a statistic within treating epilepsy that, the goal is one medication, seizure-free, and statistically, if you have to add a second medication, there's a less than 10% chance that medication combination will work. So those were not statistics that felt comfortable for us. We did not want, we tried 2 medications. We tried Keppra. It increased his seizures, it increased his anger, his frustration. He was having 75, 100 seizures a day on Keppra. So we switched to Depakote, and we were seeing—
For a 4.5-year-old.
Yeah, and a high dose. We were going as high as we could go. And we, saw new seizure types, and but he was having less, and they were less violent. So our child was getting injured less. So we've had some benefit from Depakote. So we've done a very complementary approach in that we've kept him on the Depakote and then just added the CBD. And when we did that, within 6 weeks, Robbie went seizure-free.
6 weeks? Mm-hmm. Amazing.
Yeah.
And that's just part of the difference in Robbie's life from before and after the switch.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the difference is it's night and day, and not just in the amount of seizures that he has, but also just in the quality of his life. We've been able to decrease his Depakote. So the side effects from that, he was very clumsy and jerky in his body. His cognitive functioning was slowing. He was talking slower. we decreased the Depakote. He's singing. He's enjoying his life. He's not getting injured. He's not crying.
This is Allison Benavides. For more information on Realm of Caring Organization, go to theroc.us, right? theroc.us.
You've been watching the National Marijuana News.